When was the last time you were truly bored? And I mean truly bored, with absolutely nothing to distract you. For most of human history, sitting idle was a standard part of the day. You stood in a long line, you stared out a window, and you waited. Your brain expected those extended periods of low stimulation. Today, that threshold has nearly vanished. The second we experience even a slight drop in stimulation, we interpret it as boredom, and we instantly escape it by reaching into our pockets for a screen. We look at our devices and think we've successfully cured ourselves of being bored, but we haven't eliminated boredom. We have simply destroyed our tolerance for quiet. Escaping into a screen provides a microdose of dopamine, which masks boredom without ever curing it. This animated timeline maps out those habits. Instead of a steady baseline, your daily routine becomes a series of rapid, erratic spikes. You check your phone every few minutes, close one app, and immediately open another. This creates a very frustrating biological loop. By constantly feeding yourself these tiny hits of dopamine, you actively train your brain to require constant stimulation. You actually start feeling bored much faster, even while you are actively trying to do something else. The end result is a strange paradox. You exist in a perpetual state of feeling extremely busy and physically restless, yet you end the day feeling completely unfulfilled. Biologically, dopamine evolved to drive us toward difficult goals. You exerted significant effort, and eventually that slow process resulted in a meaningful reward. The chemical release was the payoff for the work. Now look at how we consume short-form content. The reward is instant, it requires zero physical effort, and the supply is effectively unlimited. This animated scale demonstrates how your brain adapts to that flood of cheap dopamine. To protect itself from being overwhelmed, your brain lowers its natural baseline. With that baseline artificially lowered, notice how a small weight representing a normal, essential task drops onto the scale. It completely fails to move the needle. People often say their attention spans are broken. They aren't. Your brain is working exactly as it should. It's just that normal, everyday reality simply cannot compete with the intense algorithmic stimulation you've adapted to. We haven't lost the mechanical ability to focus. We have systematically dismantled the biological baseline required to sustain it. Boredom is a vital biological mechanism we are currently starving our brains of. We tend to view the neurological state of boredom as an empty void that needs to be filled. In reality, it functions as a mandatory cognitive reset button. This diagram shows what happens during low stimulation states. Throughout the day, you collect scattered nodes of passive information. Only when the background noise of constant stimulation comes to a halt, those nodes link together into structured networks. This quiet synthesis of new ideas is how creativity sparks and mental clarity is actually built. When we reflexively grab a phone at the first hint of idleness, we short-circuit this entire process. We never give our brains the time to reach the stage where deep thinking actually happens. By fleeing from boredom, you are forfeiting the ability to think. The widespread consequence of never reaching true boredom is visible everywhere. Our collective attention spans have cratered, largely eliminating our capacity for deep, sustained thought. You can see this deficit in daily life. There is a constant, underlying restlessness, a nervous agitation that takes over the moment things go quiet. We treat idle time like a disease, ignoring that it is a necessary cognitive state. To reclaim our focus and cure that physical restlessness, the solution is straightforward. We have to intentionally force boredom back into our daily routines. You can start by committing to just 10 minutes of doing absolutely nothing every day. Sit in a chair, no phones, no screens, no background music. Next, start delaying your digital distractions. When you feel the urge to open a social app, force yourself to wait 5 to 10 minutes before actually tapping the icon. Finally, practice single tasking. Focus on one activity at a time and actively reduce your daily intake of easy dopamine, particularly endless feeds of short-form video. These protocols are designed to physically retrain your body to exist comfortably in stillness again. If you can sit with boredom, you retain the ability to control your own mind. If you can't, an algorithm will do it for you.